What's up, guys? It's your boy Izzy here to talk about the 1996 Olympics. Whoa! Okay, just kidding, guys. It's just gonna be me for the rest of the time. But yeah. So, if you haven't seen it yet, this is Izzy. So, Izzy is the mascot for the 1996 Olympics. You guys will learn more about that during your escape room today. So say bye, Izzy. Bye. All right, so 1996 Olympic Games. Let's get it started. So in 1996, Atlanta hosted the Centennial Summer Olympic Games. Pretty cool. So it not only honored the 100th anniversary of the modern Olympics, because the Olympics has been going on forever, but it also brought recognition and investment to Georgia from like all over the world. It was a really big deal. So the opening games took place in Atlanta, and of course with the opening games and even the games themselves, they welcomed tons of different nations and tons of people to come watch the games. It was quite an experience. Here you have a picture of the, I don't know if this is the opening ceremonies or the closing ceremonies, but one of the ceremonies for the Olympics, which was held at Olympic Stadium in downtown Atlanta. So a lot went into creating an awesome place for the Olympics to take place in Atlanta. Existing sports venues, they were expanded. Additional venues were built and put in place, not only in the city, but actually throughout the state. Fun little fact, the International Horse Park is an Olympic venue. So that hosted all the equestrian events for the 1996 Summer Olympics. Of course, downtown Atlanta was a huge focus. They revamped with new sidewalks, trees, lights, and of course, the 21-acre Centennial Olympic Park. And then you have the Olympic Stadium, which later became Turner Field for the Atlanta Braves. And then, of course, you had Olympic Village, which was where all of the Olympic athletes stayed, and they became dormitories for the universities downtown. So there's a picture of the Centennial Olympic Park fountain in downtown. And this is the park. Well, not the park, I'm sorry. This was the stadium that was built that then later was revamped for Turner Field. Now, what kind of impact did this have on the state? So the entire state of Georgia benefited economically from hosting the Olympics. I mean, you have a ton of people coming into the state to see these games. The estimated impact of the Olympic Games was over $5 billion. And a lot of Georgia's quote-unquote fortune, economic fortune today is the result of the Centennial Olympic Games. I'm sure now you could argue that the film industry is kind of taking over that, but I mean, you'd have to look at numbers and stuff like that to make that argument. And then, of course, with the Olympics, it established Atlanta as a place of tourism where you could come and visit and see stuff, and a place you'd want to be. So some of the benefits that came out of the Olympic Games was you had new jobs and facilities that were created in the state for the Olympics. And of course, the government increased its revenue through taxes, which was then spent on providing services and programs for different citizens of Georgia. And then a lot of businesses actually relocated to Georgia because Atlanta was now known as an international city. I mean, You now have the international airport. The Olympics has been hosted here, and so it's a good place for businesses to be. So, in a nutshell, how did the 1996 Olympics affect Atlanta and the state of Georgia? Well, if you're going to look at the 5 Olympic rings, you have economic growth, tax revenue, jobs, global exposure, which equals tourism, and sports facilities. Interestingly enough, just kind of tying back into those sports facilities aspect, even though a lot of those facilities are still used, we also still see some of those facilities not being used today. So it kind of pegs the question, did we use our money wisely when it came to building these new infrastructures? So, hey, you can sound off below what you think in the comments. So yeah, but anyway, moving on. For the rest of the day, you're going to work on more stuff with the Olympics. You have your Olympic escape room, and then, of course, you have a closing activity for me. So I hope this has been interesting for you and very informative. And, yeah, we'll see you guys later. Bye.